Now with CNN Global Affairs analyst Kimberly Dozier. Kim, it really is stunning that it appears that at this point the U.S. is closer to a deal with Tehran and Iran over a potential nuclear program than it is to Russia and peace in Ukraine.
Let's put it this way. Trump thinks they're closer to a deal with Iran, but the latest comments from Iran are that there is no deal unless they are allowed to continue uranium enrichment for civilian purposes. And Iran is a signatory to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which gives them the right to this kind of uranium manufacture. Therefore, they're at an impasse because the Trump administration has said no uranium enrichment whatsoever. Somehow that never comes out in a White House press conference. It's as if the atmospherics are good, Trump's happy with it, but the devil really is in the details in these things, and it's not done yet.
When he said, I want it very strong, meaning the deal where we can go in with inspectors, we can take whatever we want, we can blow up whatever we want, but nobody getting killed. We can blow up a lab, but nobody's going to be in the lab, as opposed to everybody being in the lab and blowing it up. What did you make of that?
He's talking about an invasive form of international inspections that Iran hasn't allowed before. Iran has allowed IAEA inspectors in the past to monitor what they're doing, but to blow things up, I can't see Iran signing up for that.
And what about his warning to Netanyahu to stay out of it?
Well, Netanyahu is under pressure at home, taking fire from domestic politicians for souring the relationship with the United States on several fronts, and this is one of them. But from Netanyahu's point of view, if he wants to stay in power, he needs to keep Iran on the back foot. Now, the response to October 7th attacks has already unseated Assad in Syria and decimated Iran's proxy forces in Lebanon and Syria. So you can see how he would want to follow up with a strike on Iranian nuclear facilities before Iran has time to reproduce its air defenses, which Israel took out last fall. They want to be able to have a strike where most of the pilots come home, and the longer they wait, the stronger Iran is in terms of its fortifications. So that's why Israel wants to strike now.
When Trump doesn't want to reveal conversations that he's had with world leaders, he doesn't. We know that. But here he is. He really wants to be honest about it. He wants the public to know that he's waving Netanyahu off. What do you make of that?
He's shaming Netanyahu publicly by bringing this out. And that also shows that to a certain extent, he feels emboldened, and he feels that Netanyahu needs to be put in his place and put on notice. It's also a signal to Iran to say, look, we're holding them back, so you better cooperate with us or we might let them do what they want.
A fascinating contrast, especially with Trump's treatment of Vladimir Putin. I don't know how many times we've talked about Putin needing to see action instead of just words to be deterred and to be swayed to negotiating peace.
Yeah.
Is this offering of another few weeks to see what the Kremlin is going to do serious? Is that good policy?
Trump keeps giving Putin more rope, and Ukrainians and Europeans that I speak to, I just had a trip to Ukraine, they are wondering why Trump is just as afraid as Biden was of Putin's potential use of nuclear weapons. That's the only thing that they can come up with, that Trump keeps delaying taking any sort of actual action to hurt the Putin administration, like the sanctions that are waiting in the wings being discussed on Capitol Hill.
Then why threaten them over and over? It's sort of like saying, I have a line, and then never enforcing a line.
Yeah, and I've heard from European officials that according to their intelligence, advisors around Putin have derided Donald Trump, called him all talk and no action, and advised Putin that he can just keep playing this out. Meanwhile, Russian forces are building up on the ground right near a Ukrainian area called Sumy. Looks like they're preparing for a summer offensive to try to keep taking more territory while this talking goes on.
Yeah. Big drone offensive by Ukraine overnight. So we're seeing a lot of this escalating. Kim, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.